Hi, Nijin. Let's take a look at this new set of essays. Here you have to talk about the advantages and disadvantages of travel. Let's see what you wrote. Experts throughout both the developed and developing world have debated whether global or local traveling for vacation, hold on, is beneficial or is just a wastage of time and money. Some believe visiting new places and exploring novel cultures improves the happiness quotient in one's life, while others think that it would be expensive and risky. This essay will discuss both the benefits and the drawbacks of traveling using examples from the UK government and Oxford University to demonstrate points and prove arguments. Okay. Now, you saw me pause because you said traveling for vacation. The prompt never specifies if this is travel just for leisure purposes. It's just talking about travel in general. So you shouldn't limit this to just holiday travel. Okay? I didn't really like wastage. It should have just been a waste. Also, I felt like this was your limitation on this. It basically is asking you, what are advantages of travel? What are disadvantages of travel? So I don't really think this was the best way to write this here. Let's see if we can come up with something else. Experts throughout both the developed and developing world have debated whether global and local travel is beneficial, or if it is disadvantageous, or if it has numerous disadvantages. Okay, I would have preferred that. Now, here it seems to me that you're going to talk about the negatives being the high risk and the expense. Okay, that's fine, but that's why I would have changed that first sentence. And then this is okay. So let's move on. On the one hand, there is ample and powerful evidence that taking a break from one's, now here you need an apostrophe S with one's, okay? Sedentary style work life. Sedentary style work life. That's a little awkward. Usually we talk about a sedentary lifestyle, or you could say sedentary work. But using this whole expression is a little unnatural to say sedentary style work life. How about we do this? That taking a break from one's sedentary work style and traveling with friends and family improves mental health. Okay. The central reason behind this is twofold. Firstly, visiting unexplored places, sampling delicious food, and learning new cultures might improve the social life of a person, thereby helping to maintain an excellent work-life balance. For example, recent empirical research from, you're missing a word here, Oxford University demonstrated that 90% of employees who took annual vacations were more satisfied with their work than those who could not take a vacation. Secondly, these types of travels allow, get rid of this S, one to spend time with their loved ones. Therefore, it is conclusively clear that traveling helps to refresh and rejuvenate one's life. Okay, so I felt like this needed development. You spent a ton of time and effort talking about the social life of a person. Okay, and then so hold on a second. Let's see. You said that visiting these places might improve someone's social life. I gotta be honest with you. I don't 100% understand how it improves someone's social life. Okay, so how is visiting unexplored places and sampling food and learning new cultures related to one's social life? What are you trying to tell us? That it gives somebody an opportunity to develop closer bonds with friends, that it allows people to meet new people in these places. So I didn't really feel like these were connected ideas. Okay. So that needed a little work. Let me see if I can explain it a little better. So you said that traveling with friends and family improves mental health. The central reason behind this is twofold. Firstly, visiting unexplored places, sampling delicious food, and learning new cultures with friends allows people, or not even with friends, how about just doing these things, learning new cultures, allows people the opportunity to meet new people in new places, and thereby improve their social life and maintaining an excellent work-life balance. So it's still not really great. It's still a little choppy, but I'm hoping that you understand that you need to connect these better. I didn't really feel like there was a solid connection between your ideas. Okay, and then here you talked about spending quality time with their loved ones. All right, great. Well, how is that beneficial? How does this help us? And why is travel what's so helpful about this? I mean, maybe you can spend quality time with your loved ones at home. I mean, why do you have to travel? And how does this help these relationships? So this for me needed exploration, okay? You could say something like, studies have shown that family bonding improves by 30% when family members engage in some sort of outdoor activity together, and traveling is considered one of these. So some sort of explanation, some sort of exploration of this idea a little further, okay? All right, don't just leave it unsupported. On the other hand, although there is a case of traveling benefiting the individual, the drawbacks of higher expenditure and security for travelers, okay, and their companions is undeniable. This is because visiting an exotic tourist spot far away from one's home might cost a fortune, especially for a middle-class working employee. In India, for instance, visiting foreign countries like the US and Canada costs almost $150, which is quite a lot. Okay. I don't love this sentence. It feels a little elementary. I think there was a better, more advanced way of saying this similar idea. So let's try it. In India, for instance, visiting foreign countries like the US and Canada costs, I mean, what costs $150? The airfare? The hotel? I mean, I'm not really sure what you're saying here. Okay, you could have said something like costs an average working employee the equivalent of 1 year's salary. Okay, making it prohibitive for the majority of citizens of this country. All right, maybe that would have been better. All right, consistent with this line of thinking is the fact that there always is a concern about safety of one's family while staying in a new place, which might cause hindrance to fully enjoying the trip. All right, why? Why is there always a concern? Why do you say this? Again, it's another idea that you've mentioned, but you haven't explored it. You haven't really supported it. Okay, and you need to do this. In fact, as soon as we finish this essay, I'll tell you how I base this comment so that you understand. Okay, so consequently, travel expenses and safety concerns could make one's vacation problematic. To conclude, although there are both advantages and disadvantages to traveling, if in the future the issues concerning security and traveling costs are managed, there is a good reason to believe that traveling will tremendously increase. Okay, fine. Now I want to tell you why I'm so persistent about this. Give me 1 second. I'll bring up the band descriptors for you. All right, so take a look at this. This is the public band descriptors for task 2. Take a look at what it says under task response for band 6. It says, presents relevant main ideas, but some may be inadequately developed or unclear. So that's exactly what's happening. You've got this idea, but you never develop it. You just kind of throw it out there for the reader, but without support, without any sort of development. On the other hand, look what happens here in band 7. It says presents, extends, and supports main ideas. Okay, now you can ignore the but this is the important thing. Presents, extends, and supports main ideas. So if you're going to present a main idea about your argument, then you do need to support it if you're aiming for a band 7. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. Let's move on. Okay, so with that, you should have a clear idea of what you need to do um, to improve your task 2 a little bit. Let's move on to your task 1, which is the movie preferences of young adults. Okay, so the bar chart illustrates the movie choices of both male and female youngsters, that's the wrong word here, worldwide for 6 genres of film, namely action, animation, comedy, drama, horror, and romantic. Okay, youngsters means children. Young adults are not children, they're adults. So it could be anywhere between 18 and 25, for example. Those could be considered young adults. So calling them youngsters is inaccurate. All right, but let's move on. Overall, comedy was the genre of movie which was liked almost equally by both the genders, whereas a huge difference is, no, careful with your grammar, whereas a huge difference in preference is a better word here, was seen for the action and the romantic movies, where men loved the former and women the latter. Double T, no one. Okay? And I'm okay with that. If you can fix the grammar, then I'm fine with it. And the vocabulary, of course, because we said they're not boys, they're not girls, they're men and women. The most preferred movie category for both the sexes is that of comedy, with precisely 145 males and 137 females. I would have just stopped the sentence here. Okay? Compared to the number of males opting to watch drama movies, 63, there were 23 more females. The difference between males and females preferring animation and horror is similar, with 9 males more than females for both genre. Is that what you're saying? Let me see. Animation and horror, and whoops, wait, hold on. Animation, yeah, there were 9 more men, and horror, yep, there were also 9 more men. Okay, then make that clear, please, for each type. Okay, just add to that so it's absolutely clear you're referring to both. Let's see. So why did you decide to talk about these? You talked about comedy, and then you talked about animation and horror. It's not entirely clear to me why. I think I know why, but you didn't really explain it. So I think what you were doing here was you were trying to talk about the 3 movie types that had the smallest difference, but you never actually said that. So what you were doing is you were focusing on the details, giving us those numbers, but you didn't actually tell us why you decided to group your paragraphs this way. If you had done it, I think that would have been very effective. In fact, I don't think I've seen people organize it like this before. I don't think it's a bad idea. I think it's one of the many ways you could organize it, but you do actually have to highlight for us the reason why you've organized it like this. So you could have said something like 3 movie genres had similar preference for both men and women specifically, and then comedy, blah, blah, blah. And then you could have said, while less popular, horror and animation, and then, write the way you did. Okay? But you do need to explain to us why you've organized it like this. You can't assume that, your reader picks up on that difference there. Okay? Let's look at the next paragraph. Action movies were enjoyed by 137 males, which was almost 4 times more than the least preferred movie genre, 31, whereas in case of females, romantic movies were liked by 116 of them, which was almost double the females liking action movies. Okay, I see what you're doing. It's a nice attempt, but it really just creates confusion. Okay, I would have done this differently. We'll talk about it in a minute. The least preferred movie genre according to females is animation, with 54 females watching it. Okay. But did you give us the male number for that? All right. Anyway, let me tell you what I would have suggested for action movies and romantic movies. So you could have said something like this. You could have said the second most popular movie genres for males and females recorded significant differences between the sexes. Specifically, 137 males preferred action movies. In contrast, only 82 females cited this as their favorite genre. The second most popular film for women was romantic films, favored by 116 females. In contrast, 1/4 of this number, 31 males, cited this as their most popular. As you can probably guess, the grammar is not entirely perfect here. If it were written out, I could probably do it a little better. And then you could just say one kind of little thing about drama, that drama was preferred by, I don't know, you could just say something simple, by 86 females with 23 fewer men preferring it. Done. Okay? Because it's not really super important here. So that's kind of how I would have done this. I hope that's helpful. I hope that gives you an idea about how you can talk about some of this, maybe some expressions that you could use as well. All right, so go ahead and write us another set of essays. I know your exam's coming up. I think you said on the 8th, is that correct? So let's see if we can definitely get another set of essays to you at least before your exam. Go ahead, get that started, and good luck.